Okay, that was Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Episode 11. What did you think?
I feel like the last 2 episodes I've struggled with the most in terms of kind of gathering all the information I'm given and processing everything that's happening. Because I feel like in the last 2 episodes, it's been very like, this 5 minutes, boom. The next 5 minutes, there's another twist or some other thing or some other interaction. And I feel like it's been a lot to follow, especially since I'm like reading what's happening too at the same time. So my brain is like working like really fast. And
I feel like this 22-minute show, an episode specifically, made me feel like it was like a 35 to 40-minute episode.
I wish it had been so that maybe there was like some more time like given to certain areas. Because it did feel very like, wait, what? But I guess maybe that's a good effect that I'm like, wait, what? Itadori was just there and now the mom's dead.
Yeah.
It happened like so quickly. Hate that she's dead. It makes sense for the bad guys to want her to be dead in order to trigger Junpei to become some type of pawn in this ploy. For Itadori. I don't know if the ploy is just for Itadori to come to this school that they're at, or if they're trying to get other sorcerers there as well.
Well, it seemed like the veil was made for lower level sorcerers. I think that was the implication, or what you said. In hopes to have Itadori and Sukuna make some sort of like pact.
Right, they did say that. So that Sukuna would then be kind of given maybe full reign of the body. Or more.
I don't know if they know that there already is a pact. You know? Between
That's
Sukuna
a good question.
and Itadori.
Because, like, is there the opportunity for Itadori and Sukuna to make another pact on top of the pact that they already have? I don't know. I guess they could change the rules of their pact if they both agreed upon those rules and those terms. I feel like I don't know what they're gonna do with this, like, Junpei, Itadori, possible, like, the friendship, but now... Because I feel like I was expecting, in terms of, like, Junpei being told to become friends with Itadori, and probably Itadori is supposed to more just investigate, but he wants to be friends with Junpei. I thought that they would take some more time on, like, building more of a friendship with them and more of, like, a hangout thing. I just thought they would have a little more than just kind of one night, one dinner, and then shit hits the fan and Junpei is about to kill another one of the bullies and Itadori runs in to stop him. I think that was just like a huge, like, I mean, I get it, like his mom just died. I was about to say that's a huge shift emotionally for that character when he hadn't directly been the one to kill someone himself.
Yeah, I get in my feels thinking about this episode because it's like it comes into play the whole idea that like it might just take one interaction with a person, one friend, to completely change your outlook on life for the better. It, literally one hangout.
Yeah.
It took for Junpei to ask him such a like morally heavy question kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels like, it's my own headcanon, but it feels like, man, it seems like this is Junpei's first, like, real interaction with a positive friend, like, coming off of how his mother looked at it, and then how he looked at it. And I'm like, man. And then his mom, she was so cool. I loved what she said about the, like, aquarium reference.
And it was just so realistically mom of her to be like, wow, what I just said was great.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself for coming up with that. It was really good about the aquarium scenario.
We got to see Nanami go into overtime.
Yeah, and I like that it was basically just, he did it in a way that logically he could walk away and Mahito couldn't necessarily follow him and the fight would end there. Like, they'd stop fighting, Nanami would get to leave. Obviously, Nanami was injured, so he definitely needs to get the injury looked at. So I'm sure in his head he was like, it would really, really suck if this fight were to continue at this very moment.
Personally, I don't know especially currently with like the information we have, like 11 episodes in, I don't know who wins that fight because it doesn't seem like Mahito has been given a class at the moment, right?
Right.
And we know that Nanami's won. So,
we don't really know, but that's the thing about Mahito is they said that he's like a child and he could very well be growing more and more powerful every single day. And so he very well soon could be able to do things like domain expansion or have perfected experiments or something.
Yes, for sure. This episode, like during this fight, before any growth like you're suggesting could potentially happens in just that fight, if they all went out. I don't know with because it seems like Mahito has been called like a child or like he's new kind of to this. So I don't know what his capabilities would be, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I loved seeing Nanami though in action. I loved seeing him run around. The animation in the show does this whole like really cool thing with mixing 2D and 3D elements with like 3D environments, but it makes it look so nice when the 2D character's running over top of it.
I did love when Nanami was running like super fast after he went into overtime. Overtime.
And then he explains his ability because it gives him a physical and mental advantage over the person.
I know, great.
But like also the ability's so sick. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, so you have to look at a person like a pencil and then you have to hit 7 to 3 exactly. But he can make up where that scale is to determine 7 to 3. That's so badass, dude.
On anything from living to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. I was shocked that he used his, at first, obviously I understand now, but I was shocked when he punched the wall instead of Mahito, and I was like, wait, no, why are you doing that? But it makes sense. It seems like Nanami's the kind of type who would be sizing up his opponent the whole time. So I feel like that whole time he was fighting Mahito, he was really learning about kind of what is this curse capable of. I think he was almost trying to think of ways to classify it within that fight. Probably so that he could go back to whomever and speak with them about it so that they could properly handle the exorcism of Mahito. Seems like he thinks that way. I wonder if you had sent Gojo in there, how different things would have been. Would Gojo have just completely decided to keep fighting until the end, or would he have also decided to kind of make a departure from the fight? At
that, like, from all the knowledge you know to episode 11, I always have to say that. I apologize. Just want to reiterate that I'm not giving any spoilers. From what you know, I'd suggest it would be, or like, I'd think that we only know Gojo as somebody who says that they're the strongest and then wiped the floor with Jogo, who he might not be as like intelligent seemingly or well thought through than Mahito, but I don't know, man. Gojo's nuts from what we've seen.
And we know
so far.
Nanami respects Gojo's abilities. So obviously if Nanami gives credit to Gojo in those areas, then Gojo is a pretty fierce opponent. Just personality-wise, I don't know if I could see him stepping down from the fight. Because obviously I feel like if Sukuna's, was out, like Gojo's not afraid to try to fight Sukuna. He thinks he could beat Sukuna with all of the fingers, So I don't know, that would have been different. I think I definitely like that Itadori is getting kind of some form of tutelage or advice under a different adult jujutsu sorcerer. As Ichiji said, the adult of adults. Which is very funny. But I feel like the whole theme of this episode was about kind of bringing the idea to Itadori. He has this whole like life mission, life goal set to him by his grandfather of how he wants to live his life, even though his life is hanging in the balance of I die whenever the Jujutsu sorcerer community decides I die. He doesn't want to kill anyone. He wants to save people. And unfortunately, in this world, there are gonna be bad people. There are gonna be bad cursed energy users. There are going to be, obviously now, curses that were once human. So there's a lot of territory that he's entering into now, especially with Junpei being used as basically the catalyst of all of that. To see what Itadori will do to test him morally in his convictions of saving everyone, because, you know, will saving this one person put a bunch of other people at risk?
Yeah.
Are you saving someone who's gonna then go and kill a bunch of other people? That is the territory he is in now, and I don't envy that territory, because obviously it seems like Itadori still has his heart set on hopefully being able to save everyone.
Yeah.
Or win a fight without death being involved.
We got a little bit of like dialogue from Itadori saying he has some memories of his father. I thought that
that was interesting.
A point in this episode. Just, you know.
I noticed it because of the fact that when they showed Junpei's family photo, the dad was the one that was covered.
I have that written down as well.
And then for the kind of like opposite, obviously Junpei probably maybe has more memories of his mom. I don't know where the dad is. Maybe the dad has also passed away. And then Itadori having kind of the opposite, memories of his dad, but not really of his mom. Still don't know who Itadori's parents were. I still have a feeling that maybe they were in this world, this kind of secret world somehow of curses. Maybe they could see curses. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because obviously Itadori came out the scene, you know, first episode being like this kind of superhuman strength, superhuman
But he had no
speed.
knowledge or any connection to curses before
None except
Fushiguro.
that he could see them, the ones in the school, before he ate the finger.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was wondering kind of like...
But he didn't see them before that, though. Like, just like about school, like the ticks on the rugby field kind of thing.
Yeah, so what made him see them in the school?
I don't know. Good question.
Because I was thinking maybe he could see them this whole time, but you're right. Like, he would have noticed them other places. He would have memories of seeing curses and not knowing what they were. Maybe it's because the finger was involved and the finger is so strong and has so much cursed energy. Maybe his will to save the people he wanted to save helped him see the curse.
Yeah, maybe. I'm glad that you caught the Junpei's dad was like covered by like a plant. That was interesting, right?
Yeah, I was nervous that his family was abusive to him too, and that maybe there was like kind of nowhere for him and no one for him.
Oh, before we met his mom?
Before we met his mom, yeah, that's what I was worried about. So I'm glad in a way that his mom was really good to him, but then I'm like, why'd you have to go and kill his mom? Literally. That was like the one person that was good to him.
When Fushiguro and Junpei, like if Fushiguro and Junpei meet, like, do you think that their back and forth would be funny?
Yeah, so you've brought up an image, obviously from the intro, with all of them kind of hanging out. It makes me wonder, and this might be very misleading. It makes me wonder if they're going to get Junpei to join them. But then I don't know if it's kind of the scenario where, since Mahito is the one that influenced Junpei,
it could be like a double agent thing.
No, I was actually going more towards like Demon Slayer Muzan's blood. So what if, since Mahito's the one that did the thing to Junpei and obviously gave him these abilities, then Mahito could have some control over him? That's where I was going at with that thought. But
would it still be like a double agent thing? Like,
I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be either way. It could be a double agent thing, or it could be he doesn't even know he's a double agent, but really he is, because he's basically a walking, ticking time bomb that doesn't even know that what's inside him could become something crazy that could kill everyone.
That's...
So that takes me to an area where I think that they're going to take him in somehow, and he will join kind of the ranks of the other classmates. Maybe he even goes to that fight with everyone, with the schools. Who knows?
I'm excited for that.
I am also very excited for that, except I literally hated that Toto and Mai came in trying to fight before a school-sanctioned event.
I guess so. Toto was like feeling out if the competition was worthy enough, you know?
Yeah, but you can do that without like trying to actually murder someone.
He was thoughtful enough, and he had enough like sympathy and kindness to give Fushiguro a chance to answer the question correctly, and Fushiguro trampled all over his kindness. And in my book, you know, I love Fushiguro, but you got to answer a couple questions correctly. All right, that's all I have. You.
Fushiguro gave the most amazing answer in the entire world.
That's
he
all
did
I have.
not deserve to be
That's
beat
all
up.
I have. You?
Yeah, I think that's all I have. Quickly, we have it paused. Look at how Nanami's sitting. It's really freaking funny.
Nanami is amazing. I was like, okay, he's kind of a dilf when he was like bleeding in the bathroom and he had his like his glasses off. I was like, okay, I see it. All right.
I hope his injury isn't like too bad.
He said it wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah, but that could still be very bad. I mean, it could be that he's kind of like... I mean, that really sucks, honestly, if Itadori's running into possible big-time danger right this second. Obviously, like you said, the veil is only really, I guess, supposed to be entered by lower level.
That's what they said, I think.
But it really sucks that one of the kind of two strongest sorcerers that we've met is injured at the moment and needs like probably recovery time. So
good point, actually.
Are they gonna send... Is this when Fushiguro and Nobara learn that Itadori's alive? They send them in to save him or something? I don't know. I think
imagine that
handled.
Conversation. Like,
wait, what are you doing here?
No, like it's like, all right, so we have to tell you something
that we've been keeping from you.
And if you don't react quickly to it, then he could actually die.
They would jump into action so quick. I know it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
He doesn't want to kill anyone. He wants to save people. And unfortunately, in this world, there are gonna be bad people. There are gonna be bad cursed energy users. There are going to be, obviously now, curses that were once human. He doesn't want to kill anyone. He wants to save people. And unfortunately, in this world, there are gonna be bad people. There are gonna be bad cursed energy users. There are going to be, obviously now, curses that were once human.